Hello everybody, we are back at the bin where we have been baiting out the worms out of these finished castings. Today is exactly 2 weeks since we have started the process of baiting worms. This will be our 4th check-in and the final one. So let's see how many worms we got this time underneath the watermelon, and then I will go ahead and sift the castings. So let's uncover this piece of paper. So let's go ahead and take a look. Got a pretty good amount of worms here too. Wow, that's a lot of worms. Try to grab them by the tail here. I won't be mixing up the bin right now. Some piece of something. And this watermelon will be going over too. So I won't be mixing up the bin. I just want to grab all the worms that I see right now. And then I will go ahead and sift the castings and then grab as many worms that I can that way. And however many worms are left, those will be going into the garden, I guess, because I will be using these castings tomorrow. I'll be planting my tomatoes and cucumbers and basil tomorrow, so these castings will be perfect. Looks like I got the majority out that were on top. I see a few like wiggling around, but it's going to be impossible to grab them all. So here is my handy dandy sifter. I will go ahead and sift the castings. That will probably take me about 30 minutes. But for you, you will see in about a few seconds. So I will see you when I'm finished. I will show you what I got, how many worms, and what the castings look like sifted, and all the unsifted material as well. So I will see you in a little bit. Here we are. About 30 minutes later, I have finished sifting out the castings and taking out all the worms that I could find. Of course, I know I missed some, but that's okay. They will be happy workers in my garden. So in this bin, this is just the watermelon that we took out when we uncovered the worms. And this is what we didn't sift out. So it's not really much in the size of a bin. It's probably a good 2 handfuls, and that's it. I'm really happy about that. And then this is the gold. Look at this. Full tub of castings. Perfect to use tomorrow or anytime. Of course, there are still worms in here and cocoons. I think I stopped counting the cocoons at around 50, and I was done counting, and I lost count. So I tried to pick them out the best I can, but my guess is that there definitely is another 50 in here. So let's grab that new bin and let's take a look at the worms that were pulled out. Let me just mention one more thing before I pull out the new bin. The only thing I want to do to these castings today is just give them a little bit of water, just some moisture, so they stay moist until tomorrow. I'm sure they would be fine until tomorrow either way, but since they've been drying out for a long time, it's been about a month and a half now, I just want to give them some moisture so all the microorganisms are happy and the worms that are left in here enjoy that moisture until tomorrow. So let's grab that new bin. Alright, let's uncover this bin. Move this paper over. Put all these guys underneath that paper that we just put in 4 days ago. Probably enjoying that watermelon. First things first is this paper with the watermelon, and then whatever wasn't sifted out. So let's drop that in here. So this is probably a good 2 handfuls of material that didn't decompose while the bin was up and running. We started that bin on November 13th, so it has been almost 6 months for that bin. So these materials within those 6 months did not break down, but that's okay. They can go in this bin and continue the process. That's one of the main reasons why I sift my castings. You don't have to, I just like to. And then here are the worms. They're probably all in the center, away from the outskirts. There was so many cocoons while I was sifting, I lost count, and then trying to pick them out without missing any is just a long process. So let's see what we got here. Got a good worm bowl here. Another pancake of worms. My guess that this is probably about 300 worms, maybe even more, now that I spread it out. Within the 4 times that we checked in on the watermelon and took the worms out, I think we got a good amount, maybe around 1,500 worms. Let me know what you think. If you agree or disagree, or more or less, let me know. Okay, let's flip these guys over. Spread them out on the material so they can get to work here, join their friends, have a party now that everybody's back together. I'll put this paper here as well, and then we'll cover them up like so, and replace the plastic covering. So we will not be checking in on this bin for at least 2 weeks. They have plenty of food. The food that we put in with all the date checks and the original food when we built this bin. So I'm gonna give it at least 2 weeks until we check in on this for the first time. We haven't really went through the bin since we started it, but there's no need to right now. There's probably not much to see. So we'll give it 2 weeks, and that completes my bin, my first finished bin of this year. I can't wait to use the castings tomorrow, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.